Waiting for someone to come on and let me know if the audio and stuff is good. Nobody? Really? No one loves me? Oh. Foul mouth. He's on. Oh, okay, I got a thumbs up. So I'm assuming someone's watching. Maybe. Foul mouth. He hops on. He's got like 200 people watching in like 10 seconds. Anyway, so I got one person watching me, probably Emmanuel, because he always watches my videos. I gotta find you guy and hang out. Anyway, so I went to the gun buyback in Houston, Texas. I'm making a whole video about it because I documented the entire thing. Can someone give me a comment? Let me know if the audio is good. Can you hear me okay? I should have live chat up. Live chat. Yeah, let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I know there's a delay. Okay, anyway, so I went to the Houston gun buyback. And I went to the one in Arlington before, which was just stupid. But I went to this one, and I had a bunch of 3D printed Glock lowers that I have been doing testing on to see the viability of resin printed Glock lowers by using a bunch of higher end resins. But I wanted to verify that they would take it before I took the 3-hour drive to Houston. So I contacted the people who were putting the event. Asked all of that, and in the process of doing so, they said, yeah, don't worry about it, there's no limitation, you can turn in as many as you want, they're not going to ask for ID, non-registered firearms are fine, 3D printed are fine, even if they're uncompleted firearms. They said, but if you do, it's going to be the lower end, the $50 per, because they're not, I've seen higher end resin, but it's anywhere between 60 early, get this knocked out, and I show up 5 hours, I'm tired, 5 hours in line, just waiting to get to this buyback. It is so horribly set up. And in the process, I speak to one of their commanders, really nice guy, H. Garcia, super cool. He asks, hey, how many guns to turn in? I tell him how many I have. I tell him what kind I have. He says, yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it. So I talked to another officer, and she's making small talk. She's bored. And I told her, yeah, I got these many lower receivers I 3D printed. She's like, oh, cool, you're going to get paid, man. You got a bunch of those things. But she's like, you know, you only get like $50. I'm like, yeah, that's not a problem. So I get all the way up to the line, pop the back hatch, ready to go. And, oh yeah, sorry guy, we're not taking those. We don't take 3D printed or milled AR receivers or any of that stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? I literally just saw a lady in front of me, so I talked to her, sell them a starter gun. Not even a firearm. And she sold that, no problem. So I pulled the guy, pulled him my email, said, hey, I specifically cleared this with the people putting this event on in advance. And she said, it is, in fact, something that can be turned in. And he's like, well, we've been turning him away all day. I'm like, well, I understand if you turn away other people, you may have been misinformed, but I'm right now showing you direct evidence that I was cleared to turn this in from the people who were running this event. So he goes and talks off to the chief and the deputy chief of Houston PD. He comes back like, yeah, chief said no, sorry, can't do it, guy. I'm like, tell you what, you tell the chief to come here, I'll talk to him. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. So, of course, the chief ain't going to talk to me, but the deputy chief decides, okay, I'll talk to this guy. And he sits there and he just lies to my face. And someone's trying to kill him. And he tells me like, oh, well, we're running out of cards, and oh man, you know, like, man, which is BS, because I told him straight to his face, you guys got $1 million grant from the Federal CARES Act. You're not running out of money. And he's like, oh, well, you can turn them in during the next event. Like, there is no next event. There's no event scheduled. You guys are only doing this because you got a grant for it through the CARES Act, and there's rarely a gun buyback. In fact, this is the first one you guys have done in years. You know, it's stopping you from having me show up at the next one and be like, oh, well, we're not taking those. Like, well, I don't know. So he just lies and lies and lies to the point where after the Representative Green's taking guns off the street, the same guy who constantly talks about, oh, we're getting ghost guns and ghost guns are bad and all that fun stuff. Well, I guess they really don't care about ghost guns or taking receivers off the street or any of that stuff because, well, they don't want them. Just showing you that these buybacks are nothing but a sham. They're bullshit. They're just there to do a feel good, and they had nothing but like 22s and 410s and some single shot 20 gauge shotguns and a bunch of like throwaway 25 ACP pieces of crap. So just letting you know, Houston Police Department, if you're watching this, your gun buyback was bullshit. You didn't do anything to take any real guns off the street. Your deputy chief of police is a piece of shit liar who's not even a good liar. You're gonna be a cop, you gotta be good at lying to people. That guy is horrible. And you guys, well, I'm gonna trash talk you guys. I'm gonna call you out for your BS, and I hope you enjoy, because you know what? You should have just lived up to your promise, but instead, I'm gonna drag you guys through the mud now. Take care.